Hello, welcome to my 3D Amuser channel. This is Mech series. Today what we're going to do in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to export your Zbrush mesh into Maya, then retopologize. We could do this by two ways. One is using Create Polygon tool and the other using Quadra tool. So I'm going to show both ways, and as well as we could see how it's easier to create shapes in Maya. And it also helps if you're really comfortable with Maya, with modeling techniques. You could model it in Maya, then you could export to Zbrush and you could add those details. Let's get started. So I have my Maya open. I grabbed my Zbrush decimated mesh from Zbrush and I imported in. So it's right here. So in order to retopologize this mesh, you could put your surface to live. So what this does, this puts the geo to live. You can't select it or do anything, but if you go to the wireframe mode, you could see it's become green. So when I use my Create Polygon tool, go to Create Polygon tool. So if you go here, and you can literally place points wherever you want. So once you finish your shape, hit Y, then use multicut tool. Then you could finish the shape by doing this. You could also create like that. See, if I isolate my shape, you could see I made this shape really fast just by using Create Polygon tool. You could do this way. I prefer doing Quadra tool. Sometimes I use Create Polygon tool. It's based on my purpose. But as a beginner, it's easy to do Quadra tool. I'll show in a second. If you're using Maya 2016 or 2017, there is called Modeling Toolkit. So if you don't see it, you go to Windows, Setting, Plugin Manager, and the Modeling Toolkit should be right here, somewhere around here. There you go. So you can load it in and it will show up here. So once you have it there, you can literally go here and you could say Quadra tool. Then you can literally make shapes. See, like when I go and do it, it's not working because what's happening is because my mesh is not in live mode. So once I go here, make my mesh live, then if I go to Quadra, now I could literally, let's make this shape. I could literally place points, and if you hold down shift, you could create a quad. So you'll see. So I'm going to keep on creating points. And it ends here, ends there, and it's kind of like that. So now I could like hold on shift literally and make quads there. And you could also move your quad, like the points and everything as well. And you can also insert edge loops as well. So I'm going to show you. Let me fix this geo. So once I have this, if you want to add tools, you hit Control and you can literally add loops. Boom, there you go. This is not exactly the super precise geo, but it's not end all be all. You could also relax as well. If you hold on Shift, you could relax your mesh as well. So this helps you to see the sizing between your polygons. Then you could move accordingly your vertices or the points to make the topology smoother. So there you go. Now we have it. So what I'm going to do now is hit W. Let's add this mesh. So I'm going to leave live. I usually put my mesh in layer so I can hide it. So now if I go and see the geo now, see the shape, it's kind of like really wonky and everything. Since we are doing art surface, what I usually do whenever I create a shape, I go here, go to my scale mode and make sure it's a plane. So if I see here, it's a plane now. But if you see at the top, it's kind of like the vertices, the shape going in and out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select one edge and hold down Shift, double click on it. It's going to select everything. So boom, there you go. And I'm going to pull it back. Same thing here. Boom, there you go. So now we have pretty good shape. So now if I smooth this, and now if I go back to my mesh, from this point, what I could do, I could model it from here. So I could put it to read mode. So then I could, let's see, this shape is going until here. So I'm going to select everything and hit extrude and boom. So I'm going to scale it to see where is it. Then what you could do is you could go here, make your mesh live, then you could snap wherever you want. So you could literally slide it. So that's where my shape ends. So that's what I'm doing now. So I'm on wireframe mode by hitting 4. So now I'm seeing where my shape goes. Now you could fix it. It's not like you're bringing in geo and that's it, you are done. You have to do some work as well. You have to constantly pushing and pulling points in Maya as well, because that helps you to give a cleaner and smoother mesh as well as like a good topology. Now what I'm doing is I'm trying to look for my shapes. That's what I'm exactly doing, but I'm not worried about like how it's following or anything. So it ends here, right? So I'm going to grab that. So now I'm going to add my mesh. So now if you see, I could go here and literally do the same thing again. So I'm going to make my edges straighter. So there you go. So that will help my mesh to be smoother as well. So now here, if you see at the bottom, it's kind of really wonky. So I could literally go and fix it. That's it. So make sure everything is smoother, because when you smooth it, your mesh, the mesh have to look smoother. So that's the only goal when you bring to Maya. So now I could add loops, and if I smooth it, well, you could see. So I'm going to adjust the shape. So I'm literally moving. So boom, there you go. Now I have that shape. So I could literally finish the shape by hitting, going extrude, and so if you don't know the basic user interface in Maya, I will have a description. I created a Maya user interface tutorial. You guys can go and check it out. It will be in the video, in this description, the video description as well, so you can go and check it out. It will let you to help you to understand what I'm doing it right here. So extruding, you know, moving vertices, and it helps you to understand things better. So I recommend you go and watch that as well. So now if I smooth it, boom, there you go. So now I got a smoother mesh. Like even here, here it's just some kind of wonky. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add another loop there. Boom. See, now I have a smoother mesh. Like here it's kind of wonky. I could make it like a 2 shape now by doing this. So there you go. Now you have it. Like you could make it sharper by having tighter edge loops as well. So now if I smooth it, now you're gonna have a tighter edge. So we could literally make like different shapes from just by doing, you know, one shape. We could literally keep on so I could delete that, and so now I could make the shape different shapes. So you can like keep on doing shapes. That's a good thing about Maya, because like I'm really comfortable modeling in Maya, but it takes a lot of time to retopologize everything. See, I just modeled that piece really fast. You could also do it in Zbrush as well, but it took faster for me because since I'm really comfortable with Maya. But you know, it's up to you. You know, pick your battle. You know, which one you like. So I'm gonna also do other piece as well. I also notice another problem in Maya is like, since our mesh is not super clean, it's going to have some artifacts. So let's do this piece. I'm going to do this piece using Quadra tool. Let's do since we learned how to do quadra, I'm going to show you how to do using Create Polygon tool. Go to Create Polygon tool, and I'm just going to do one side first. So the faces were reversed, so I just did that. So now I'm going to, this piece is kind of like that, and this piece ends here. So you can literally slide it across the surface. I'm doing one side, I'm not mirroring on the other side. Sometimes it gets wonky because of it doesn't know where it ends, but I know where it ends here. So there you go. So now this shape at the top goes in there. So it's sliding everywhere. Make sure it slides the right place. There you go. Boom. So now we just literally created this shape really fast just by using Create Polygon tool and by using Live tool and sliding it using Extrude. There you go. We have it there. So now I'm going to hide my geo and live mode, and I'm going to check my geo how it looks like. So that doesn't look really bad. So what am I going to, so I'm going to fix some of the artifacts here. So I'm going to extrude again. So I'm moving a little bit here. So this too goes in as well. This goes in and this goes in as well. So now we could make another shape from there. So boom, right there. So we made the shape really fast, and we're also doing something like that. I want to make sure my faces are flat, and there you go. So we created the shape just by using Create Polygon tool. So but still I have to do some more work on this piece, but I'm keep using Extrude tool and creating shapes as well. So now if you see from the side, it's kind of wonky, so I'm going to fix that. So modeling is nothing but it's pushing and pulling, and make sure your edges and everything are perfect, then you'll be fine. So boom, there you go. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add edges. So if you hit, so now you could see it. So I'm going to add another edge to support my loop, then boom, there you go. So now I'm going to mirror on the other side. So to mirror, you insert and oops, insert. So there's so insert and hold on V and snap it to your mesh and mirror on negative X. So you should be in the object mode. So go to object mode, minus X, -1. There you go, boom. So now you merge the vertices. If you didn't merge, go to the top view. I usually do it on the top view. Hit 4 to see the wireframe, and see it's not in the center, so I'm going to move it in the center. And I'll delete this face, and I go to my insert edge loop tool and I say -1 now. So now if I hit 3, you can see we made the shape really fast. So you could also delete this one as well to have a flat, like having a flat shape. That's what we always wanted, because since we are doing art surfacing, now if you see I got a really good shape. Now I could also go and add like some wonky details. Let's add some detail here. So I'm adding some kind of loop there and extrude in and pull it back like that. And if I hit 3, boom, voila, now we have it. There you go. So now we have awesome mesh. And if I hit shift, if I go to my thing, we created the shape really fast. So it also has some kind of like a screw hole, and it also have a shape. There's another shape coming from here. We could also do that as well by going here and like tightening up our geo. So there are like several different ways, you know. You could work from one piece and you can make like millions and millions of shapes from it. We see I kind of did this shape from that shape, so that's what we add in the mesh. So there you go, boom. So now we have it, but still I have to fix this. So you can literally fix it. That's why I usually add details at the end, not at the beginning. Details are at the end, so it's easier. So we could go and manipulate the shape. There you go, boom. Now we have the shape and it's pretty cool. So you could also add some kind of like, it had some kind of like what do you say, like a bolt. We could do that as well. So there you go. So now we could manipulate the shape even further by adding loops and manipulating it. So now we could do something like that. So the bolt goes in there. So we could also make it even interesting by going to component mode and pull it in, because this goes in. And now if I smooth it, you will see it gives like a smoother transition. You could also have like a sharper edge by inserting a loop. So if you want to learn how to use the insert edge loop tool, go and check my modeling expert series. I explain everything in it, and I will have an link in this description as well, so you guys can go and check it out. To recap today what we learned here, we had 2 shapes. Did I down? Okay, there you go. So even here you could like make tons of shapes. For example, you could make panel lines. I'm just showing as an example, but I'm not doing anything fancy here. It's like basic simple shapes. Now if I extrude in, boom, there you go. So now we cut the shape just from creating something really fast. So there is a lot of possibilities, unlimited possibilities in Maya to detail it as well, but you should be really advanced to do it. I wouldn't say I'm a really advanced user, but I'm an intermediate user. And so if you have any questions regarding the stuff we did today, please email me and I'll happy to answer your questions, and I'll help you to solve your problem as well. So there you go. Now I could do it. So what I'm doing now is I'm just adding a loop. It's called supporting loop, so it helps you to maintain the edge. So now if I see it has a smoother transition, so that's what I wanted there. So I added that. So now I add another loop to have the bump there. You could also add one more here as well if you want. So that helps you to create different shapes and gives harder edge. So to recap today, what we learned is we learned how to use Quadra tool as well as create Polygon tool to create shapes. In order to do that, first thing to keep in mind is to put your mesh to live mode and go to Quadra tool using multi-tool kit and Quadra, and you can put the points, place the points, and hit shift to make a shape, to make quads, and hit control to insert edge loop tool, and shift to relax it. To access create polygon tool, go to mesh tools and go to create polygon tool and place the points and use multi-cut tool to finish the edges. Then you manipulate the shape. So that's it for today, guys. So today I showed you how to use my to bring a mesh from Zbrush, then detailing it. And if you like this tutorial, please like, subscribe, and comment below. And if you can share it with your friends and family, and do whatever you want. And look for my next tutorial. I'm gonna keep on detailing my mech, and the next chapter I will have a decent amount of details in my mech. And until then, I'll see you guys soon. Have a great day.